Hi there guys, welcome back to Click Video Mag. We're here at the Nobu Hotel at Shoreditch in London, together with Gerald Langton from Outdoorphoto TV and Deon Joubert from ORMS TV.
Hey guys.
We're really happy that we had this wonderful launch event. We've been here for the last couple of days. I'm going to start with you. I don't want to go into the camera and the specifications and crap like that. Did you have a good time? Did you enjoy the event?
I had a great time. It's actually my first time traveling overseas, and absolutely amazing experience. The whole shooting event, the whole launch, fantastic, extremely well planned, very well laid out, a very unique experience as well. I'm
going to jump to you because I mean you've traveled with us before. You came to Photokina with us a couple of years back. This was a different thing for you, so you're coming as a journalist rather than as a sort of like a guest of Canon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, big up to Canon on what they've put together here. It's just been, like Deon said, absolutely amazing. What a phenomenal experience. And meeting all the ambassadors, it's been incredible. The first night we got here, we had some very highly acclaimed journalists that we got time to spend with and asked them some really, some really deep questions, which I just found phenomenal.
That sort of leads me to our next point. Very rarely do we get a chance to speak to the ambassador, actually spend time with them, other than sort of in the sort of official type of scenario. Did you take advantage of that, seeing the people?
Absolutely. I personally didn't know many of the ambassadors, but got to meet them. As Gerald was saying, super nice people, great to interact with them. During the shooting event, I blatantly copied off them.
They were our technicians.
Exactly.
They got special. Technicians.
They posed the models, and we were literally shooting over their shoulders. It was amazing.
Nice.
Loved it.
Nice. Well, one of the nicest people we've had is Katja Makina, and she was in South Africa back in May. She's coming to Cape Town in November, so we're really excited that she's had the chance to play with the baby, get a whole bunch of footage. So coming to Cape Town in November for EOS Roadshow, Katja as a guest speaker, and then obviously to do a little bit more of a pucker launch of this baby. Moving over to the camera itself, I mean, there was a lot of sample units. You guys got to shoot with them, which is really cool.
We got the whole day with an EOS R, 24-105 and 50mm1.2.
Well, that was our essential idea, was to put the camera in your hands, and I think it's a totally different experience. I mean, everybody's going to go through the specs and point out one or two things, etc., left, right, and centre. But more importantly, and the camera for me, I went through training on it, and obviously as working for Canon, I have to be excited about it from the get-go. But it was a totally different animal once I started shooting with it. You can feel the sort of weight, the dimensions, the construction of the lenses are totally different from on paper to actually in hand. Did you find the same sort of thing?
Yeah. So for me, the thing that really stood out for me was the tactile nature of the camera, and that's something that I hadn't experienced with Canon cameras in the past.
Cool.
The fact that you can custom set all of the buttons and all of the dials was amazing, and it felt solid in hand. It had a nice deep grip.
Yeah.
As a first generation full frame camera, putting it out there. Solid.
Cool, yeah. And again, we were talking about this earlier, as not only somebody who's got a YouTube channel, but also being one of our dealers. One of the hardest things for you is always having to be really excited, really upbeat about every single product that's put in your hands. There has to be some sort of negativity. And I'm going to throw it out there. What did you not like? I mean, what was the one thing that you said, damn it,
Okay, so if we're going to put it out there, the one thing that niggled me the most was the slide touch. Control on the back, and it feels like it's something that Canon can fix in firmware.
Right.
Because I assume these might not be running final version yet and that kind of thing. There was a couple instances where it got stuck and it didn't respond to the input you were giving. Other than that, I didn't really have any major niggles in the functionality of the camera.
Good. Well, that essentially, as you say, could be something we'd fix in firmware. It is, bear in mind, you guys were shooting on very beta version cameras, so it might well be something that is fixed on final production. From your side, shooting, you had fun?
Yeah, great.
Was there something that you're like,
The only thing that boggled my mind a bit, I think, pre-production units, and that might be what the problem is. But you would take the shot and there'd be almost like a delay before the actual shot came through.
Right.
We had 64 gig 300 meg cards, so the cards were absolutely blitz thinner.
Sure.
It might have just been a little bit of a delay on the pre-production units there.
Yeah.
So other than that, like Deon was saying earlier, I love it. The customization you can do here is groundbreaking. Even this top dial, you can change it to 3 different things. You just got so much control over what you're doing with the camera. Really exciting.
But and again, the thing from our side, I mean, we have a tendency to only see the negative, but it drives me nuts that you know, I know that Canon's put a lot of heart and a lot of soul into this, a lot of thought process, and it was more than just the camera. It was more about the system than anything else, and it stabs me so much that people have been focusing only on negativity on 1 or 2 items. It's a step, and it's our first step into that. Can you see from our side that it is a serious statement, that it is something that we're coming to the market saying, it's not look beyond the camera, look at the system, look at the fact that the lenses are a serious investment. I mean, I'd love to have that beast over here, that little bucket. You got your hands on the 2870 f2.
That's a big lens.
That's a big piece of work.
Massive.
Overall, are you encouraged? Have you got a bit of hope in the fact that Canon's going to make a serious go of this?
Yeah, so something that I said in my initial review was that it feels like Canon came out and said, you know, we know that maybe we didn't do mirrorless perfectly in the past, but we're here to fix it, and we're here to bring something that is going to appeal to your prosumer and your professional photographer, and sort of coming into the market and saying, if you invest with this, we're not going to let you down going forward.
Good.
And that's the feeling that I walked away with from the whole event and from the gear that was put on the table for us.
Excellent. And from your side, Gerald, do you find that this is not necessarily going to replace what we have already, just an add-on, another direction? Because, you know, we announced a new EFM lens, we announced 2 big EF telephoto lenses. I mean, there's been some questions like, oh, why if you're going all the way down the road with RF, why would you announce the 400 in just an EF mount? Why not make it an RF mount?
The planning behind it from the start has just been exceptional. I feel safe with this camera. This definitely fits in a very special place in terms of where the Canon lineup is. To be able to then have those lenses availability for this with the adapter functionality, the new extra pins that they put onto the lens mounts to have that extra functionality with the adapters. I think that Canon have put a hell of a lot of thought into this.
One of the things I loved the most, I saw one of the guys from Camera Labs, and he was bitching and moaning about the crop on the 4K, and he had the 24mm lens, and he was struggling to hold it at arm's length. And I went to see him later, and I said, listen, take this, put the 10-18 on, and it was absolutely fantastic. And he was like, oh yeah, I hadn't thought about that. And it was the first thing I noticed when I saw this, the fact that there was a white square on there. And I love it to absolutely pieces. Would you be confident using this as a vlogging camera? I mean, that flip out screen, little 10-18.
Perfect. Yeah.
Perfect.
It's a big camera.
Yeah.
You know, no 2 ways.
What, with the big lens on it?
With the lens like that, absolutely. But the mere fact that you can adapt it down to a vlogging system, and once you've scaled it down and you've taken your adapter and you've maybe put a EFS or even a small EF lens on there, if you don't want to go too wide, then you've got a perfect little setup. The body itself is not overly heavy.
Good.
And the video autofocus is solid, you know, in the DAF. So yeah, why not?
Roger, yesterday you explained to us quite nicely about the single card slot. And
the world's going mad about that. You know, and not only us. I mean, our competitors got lashed with the same brush. But
you had a really good, not comeback, but you had a really good way of explaining why there's one card in there. Battery life. I mean, compared to an NPFW 50.
Okay.
You know, compare that to other brands.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. We stuck with the LP6N for a reason. There are people who are going to buy this to augment an existing system, and they will already have those batteries. It performs exceptionally well. It gives you that big, comfortable grip, and it meant that it was difficult to put dual card slots on here. Having said that, the bigger decision beyond everything else that people tended to overlook, yes, it's a single card slot, and yes, it's SD, and yes, it's UHS-2. The thing about SD is the fact that you could be in an airport in Afghanistan, or you can be down the back end street of Mumbai. There's a good chance you'll get an SD card.
True.
When you look at the other things out there, like CFast or XQD or ABC or whatever the other cards are out there, SD is easily available anywhere in the world. And that, I think, was one of Canon's biggest thought processes as far as this is concerned. And I spent time with David Newton yesterday, and he was a SanDisk ambassador. And I've seen him take an SD card and drill a hole through it pop it into a kettle, and then put it in. And yes, he's lost some images, but the SanDisk architecture was so good that it was able to recover a lot of the images that hadn't been damaged. And to that end, get past the one card slot, please, for crying out loud, because a good brand, a solid brand card, you're going to be solid. And again, it's the thing that it makes it a non-pro camera. Yeah, it's not a pro camera. Well, okay. I'll still say there's a hell of a lot of pros up there. Fritz von Helderdick, Brent Sturt and Katja Makina. They're all pros. They're all ambassadors, and they're all using it. Overall, let's just have that as a mindset. Thank you guys so much, not only for joining us on this trip. You're going to see a bit of cutaway footage of us wandering the streets of London. And again, what an absolute pleasure to make it your first overseas trip for us.
Thank you very much.
Gerald, for having you with us.
Yeah,
thank you very much, guys. Well done. As always, thanks for watching. Check out the follow-on videos, not only from us, but also ODP TV, ORMS TV. As always, thanks for watching.